Hey, this is me, Chase, on Chase TV again, and here in this video, I'll be doing episode 2 of Clash of Clans Troop Truth. And today in this video, I'm also going to be hanging out with my Nerf arsenal. Look at my Nerf arsenal in all of its glory. Plus the vest. Why does this bullet keep on popping out? Leave in the comments down below on how that happens. Anyways, getting to the story. We have the Goblin origin story, which would also take place as presenting the Goblin King and the minions. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna first be doing the Goblin's origin story. If you hear that grill back there, my dad's cooking. It's almost dinner time right now, so I'm just doing a quick video. So now here comes the Goblin's origin story. So first, there lived, well, I can say these other imaginary creatures, which aren't actually Clash of Clans. I can't remember what they're called. And they lived in peace with the goblins. Those are creatures knew how to hunt, and the goblins knew how to catch treasures and stuff for them. So the goblins trade in supplies for the other guys in exchange for food. Until then rose a new king, which is the Goblin King. But he was actually happened to be greedy, and he ordered his goblins to take the supply from the village. Yeah. And they won. The goblins might have won, but might not in normal Clash of Clans, like you playing the game at the start of the game. Yeah, well, guess what? The goblins actually won, which made things tough for the village. And after it happened a few times, the goblins were just too greedy. They went after more and more and more, which the Goblin King demanded more and more and more jewelry. This actually gives me supply for the dragon's origin story, which then goes to the baby dragon, and then the inferno dragon's origin story. Yeah. So the goblins, they stole everything, which made the village really bad, having a bad day. And, well, those little creatures that gave the goblins food didn't like that. So then they put on a war. And the war was just going on for so long. Until then, finally, the minions found a big pond of dark elixir. And they thought, well, they would become like the barbarian king and be as strong as he is. But not knowing all the secrets on how he got so powerful, we will be doing the barbarian kings and the archer queen's origin stories. Yeah, we will be doing that. So, and the goblins, your creatures didn't know about that. So, they just drank all the dark elixir, but sadly, the pond wasn't big enough for all of them. So, only some of them got the dark elixir, and some of them didn't. That's what happened. That's what happened, all right. And then they grew wings and were able to fly. It seemed like they needed the dark elixir to live. And who can provide them that dark elixir? The village. Over time, while the future minions were fighting over the goblins, the village grown stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Until then, and suddenly, the minions just couldn't fight off the goblins. And they retreated to the village. So, what did the villagers do? They had to defend the goblins themselves. But sadly, the goblins' forces have grown stronger and stronger and stronger through all those demands. So, guess what they did? All they did was take from the village and totally destroyed the village. They leapt for all the loot and destroyed all the defenses and everything. And the villagers hated that because they had to rebuild, re-upgrade, and all sorts of stuff. And the builders were on the biggest workout of their lives. So, what did they do? And then the minions told them how hard they've been working on helping them from defending the goblins. And in return, the villagers they hunted down the Goblin King's villages and found them and destroyed them. Until finally, they leapt and found the Goblin King's base, his kingdom. So, and then, once they defeated his village and vanquished the Goblin King, it was all well. Yeah. It was all well. So now, let's see how much time I've got on my video. So now basically the villagers took the remaining goblins and trained them to contain them to not be as greedy and destroy the village and stuff. So now that's the goblins' origin story. Moving on to the wall breakers' origin story. Like so, the village was growing stronger thanks to the minions, which also gave the goblins away. Okay. So, then and suddenly, a hidden Tesla uncalculated and zapped up a barbarian, not thinking the barbarian was from another village, but who's actually from the same village that Tesla was made. So, just died. But luckily, the village had a spell factor, and he fell into the spell factor with a heal potion in it. The barbarian just leaped in the heal potion, and then suddenly he felt something weird. What did he feel? Anyway, his skin was all ripped off, but still his bones were still there. And the heal potion brought the bones to life. And he became a walking and living skeleton. That's how the wall breaker was made. And when he came out, everybody was amazed, since he was pretty much useless in every way. And then they noticed they had problems with the walls of enemy villages. They were taking so much time to break, and it took so much time that all the troops were dead as soon as they broke the wall. And they need some troop that can break a wall right away. And then they developed an explosive kind called a bomb, which can explode. But no troop was really made. Giants were too big because they would just crush them. Minions' hands were a little too slippery from the dark elixir, so the bomb would slip out and explode on our troops. Archers were too skinny and not strong enough. Barbarians were way too dumb. Goblins, they just don't carry a bomb. Bombs and them, they just don't mix with bombs. So, but that skeleton's hands somehow just gripped amazingly on the bomb. So they gave him a try on it. And guess what? He blew up the wall. The wall breaker blew up the wall. And when they came back, they noticed a bunch of bones from the bomb. And most of the troops were still alive when they came back, which meant it was a free start. And the wall, and knowing that the bones were all gone, broken into pieces, the wall breaker was sadly vanished. And for that, they named him the Wall Breaker. He made it so much easier for the village that they can literally never forgive him for how many walls he's blown up. And our villagers don't like that. But like so, things don't always go how you want them to go. And since the wall breaker is a skeleton, they just decide to put him back together as a little puzzle. And then, once he was put back together, he actually came to life again. So they decide to make more so they can break more than, 3 walls at once. So they can cut off from a bunch of different sides and angles and get the best ambushes with the wall breaker. So now that is the wall breaker's origin story. So now let me check the time. We don't have that much time, so I guess we'll have to end the video here. I can't admit, we did do 3 origin stories. The next we'll be having the balloon. So now, thanks for watching. Leave in the comments down below if you love my Nerf arsenal and stuff. And leave a like to this video to say the wall breaker really helps you in Clash of Clans. It really helps you. So now, subscribe to the channel to see more. Wait, did I already say that? So now, bye!